Roy, what's your attitude about politics?
I think politics is a dysfunctional way of running things. Way back when, I don't know, since on the banks of the Runnymede, when they signed the Magna Carta, they decided that we're a bunch of cannon fodder with no opinions, no education, and that a few elite, rich people would run us. We don't need to do that now. And the parliamentary system, which although a lot more refined than it was then, still, I believe, is not capable of governing us properly. We've lost our country. There's no way that politicians should be making political decisions. We should have people that run the country because we put them in there, and they need to make decisions based on the merit of each situation, not because they want to be re-elected, which is the only reason a lot of politicians are there. When you start towing the party line, I know some of the stuff's good, some of it's not. But we have a tendency every 4 years to throw the baby out with the bathwater, and we got to stop doing that. And I just don't like politics at all. I generally lean towards the right wing, the conservative side. However, the NDP, the Liberals, even Elizabeth May and the Green Party, they have some good ideas and they have some trash ideas. And that goes for the Conservative Party of Canada too, as far as I'm concerned. They all have something to offer. We need to stop elections over the next 30 years, have a bunch of 5-year plans or 4-year plans, whatever. Stop having elections eventually, do everything gently so we don't do too much of the wrong thing, and start having people, and by attrition, let the government shrink. Don't fire anyone or lay them off. Look after our own first. And then we have to start having people show up with a resume, and they have to compete for that position. And eventually, I'd like to see Parliament Hill become a museum. It's a beautiful museum. Members of Parliament, I'm not talking about the provincial ones, the MPPs, I'm talking about the MPs. You guys go back to your constituent office and you have a staff there. You also have security, a security detail. You'll have 3 or 4 vehicles. You'll have a budget. And you'll be able to have constituents phone up and make an appointment to see you. You may be behind bulletproof glass in some places in Toronto or wherever, but whatever. The thing is, there'll be a dialogue, and this doesn't happen overnight. Something like this, like where you have a plebiscite system like they have in the cantons in Switzerland, that takes a long time to bring in. And there's a lot of, you got to be careful you're not crushing other people. It's a daunting task. However, we got to do it. And
there should be a plan for it. There should be at least a plan.
There must be at least a political will for it.
Yeah.
But the problem is, I can't blame the politicians for it or the political system because nobody seems to want to get educated on the issues and then vote on them. I'd like to see like the CPAC channel or a national weather channel that shows different regions of Canada, and on there you could have different political, or not political, but you could have different topics like, do we want capital punishment? Do we want larger sewer openings going into the river? I don't care what the topic is. You can use the parliamentary rules of procedure to discuss these things.
Answer the
People, you have
question.
a social insurance number, you put in what you think. After maybe 4 or 5 years or 4 or 5 months, someone may call the question. And so then, as they do in meetings, and so then who's ever chairing this thing, depending on which minister the Prime Minister's put in charge of it, they may say, does everyone agree that we should call the question? You got a social insurance number? Vote. So you vote yes or no. And then I mean, you have to be careful doing that because you don't want fads to be coming in. I mean, it's not an easy thing. The transition would not be easy if it's made to be quick. It should be slow so that it's doable.